What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I was recently scrolling X and there was this debate about whether you should conceal carry condition 1 or condition 3. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about, I'll give you my opinion on this, but the first thing I want to tell you is I really don't give a shit how you carry. It's your life. It's your gun. It's your training. It's all on you. If you decide that's the best way for you to carry, you do you, boo-boo. All right? Just know that there are pros and cons with both. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't be caught dead carrying condition 3. Now, if you don't know what condition 1 and condition 3 is, condition 1 is round in the chamber, okay? Like on a semi-automatic firearm, round in the chamber, ready to go. Condition 3 is fully loaded magazine, no round in the chamber, magazine inserted in the grip, you know, and depending on what style, if it's hammer fired, if it's striker fired, all that other kind of stuff. Usually hammer's down, striker is down. Condition 1 is cocked and locked, man. You're ready to go. Now I'm going to show you two examples. What brought this up was this video that we watched it. And let's just take a look at it real quick. Now, caveat, I don't know. It's my understanding that the gentleman in this video was advocating condition 3. I'm not sure if that is. If I got that wrong and you're the guy in the video or somebody knows more about this video, from reading the post, it was my understanding that the guy that we're going to see in this video was advocating that condition 3 was just a little bit slower, but it's safer. And so let's watch it at that context right here, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so if you, as you saw in the video, it was like, now I have to edit this in later, but it was like 0.7 slower to go condition 3. Now, what this video does not show you is, and it's my understanding that it doesn't make that much, let me back up a little bit. It was my understanding that he was advocating that it doesn't make that much difference because it's 0.7 of a second, basically 0.70 or whatever it is of a second difference. And that's not a difference, much of a difference. And it's much safer to carry condition 3. So you don't really lose anything if you carry the safer way. Now, this was on a perfect condition day. Okay, so his weather conditions were perfect. On a flat range, he was able to grab a perfect draw. Nobody was fighting him. Nobody was doing anything like that. So maybe in that context, yes. But let's play the what if game, because the what if game happens in real life. I think a lot of gunfighters, a lot of people that train a lot with concealed carry, or maybe just people just carry guns a lot, have maybe this fantasy that if they're ever in a gunfight, they're going to win. Odds are you might not. You might win. Now, if you train a lot, you're increasing your odds of winning. But that doesn't mean you won't get shot, stabbed, knocked down, and broken your support hand. What if, let's play the what if game like I said. What if, in the conditions that he had, he wasn't able to use his support hand? What if he was ambushed by multiple attackers and he was shot and his, in this case, I believe it was his left hand, his support hand was kaput? Can't use it at all. Okay? What if it was stabbed? What if, oh, I know you can rack it on your belt. What if they're already on top of you? Because typically, these type of things happen. Somebody's right on top of you, a robber, an attacker, they're on top of you, they're stabbing you, they're hitting you with a club. They got their own gun, and we're going to see another video that perfectly exemplifies why you can't always count on being able to take it out and take your gun out and rack it, that your support hand's going to be perfectly there. What if you were hit by a car? I mean, we could play this all day long. What if they came after you and hit you with a car and broke your left arm and you can't, or your non-dominant hand, your support hand, and you cannot use it to rack your slide. And you're pulling out your gun and you're trying to fumble, rack it on your, depending on what gun it is, you're trying to rack it on your, and then it's just, again, I don't care what you do. You are, obviously, if you're carrying a gun, you're legally allowed to carry a gun and you're adult and you can make your own decisions. My opinion is, I'll give you my opinion and then we'll watch the other videos that will hopefully back up my opinion. My opinion is, if you're not comfortable enough carrying condition 1, you probably shouldn't be carrying a gun. Because a lot of the gunfights we see unfold, the defender is using one hand when it comes to a pistol when it's in the street. Again, you might not win the gunfight, or you might be severely wounded and you cannot use your support hand to rack that slide in there. There's a video, I couldn't find it, I tried to find it. There was a video, a surveillance video of a liquor store owner and his son. They owned this liquor store. I think it was in California years ago. And the guy was able to carry a cig and he kept mouthing off and talking shit like, I hope somebody robbed, and customers would hear him. I hope somebody robs me, I got this. And he was flashing, he was brandishing it, but he was carrying condition 3. Well, lo and behold, the robbers knew that he had a gun. Okay, so they were already prepared for him, and there was multiple robbers. Shout out, let me know if you've seen this video. So they didn't mess with him. They just start shooting him. And this man, while he's getting shot, he's pulling out his cig and he's like, as he's taking rounds, he's trying to rack the slide. And he didn't get one off. They killed him, they stole his gun, money, and they left. I think they killed the son too. I think they killed both of them. And he's physically trying. He's like this on the ground, like, he's doing this, the pinch. You could obviously tell he wasn't trained, and he's trying to rack it, and he's taking shots until he finally takes one, I think, in the head or whatever, and he's done. But if you don't feel comfortable enough, because most gunfights you'll see one-handed, or you're trying to fight somebody off with this hand, and you're blasting, you don't have time. Yes, on a flat range, you can pull it out, and I know the Israelis do that, the Israeli load and all that kind of stuff. But from everything I have seen, all the stories I've heard, all the evidence points to, you carry that sucker ready to go. Also, not to mention, I mentioned your support hand. What if you're getting your gun out? I mean, there's play all the million what if scenarios in your head of where you couldn't use your support hand or whatever, or your belt buckle to rack it because you're laying on the ground and you're actually scuffling with somebody and you got to stick it in his side and shoot him and you didn't have time to rack the shit. Or he gets his hand on your gun and you're fighting over the gun like this and you're like, oh, let me rack it right quick. Or what if your dominant hand goes down and you got to take it, shoot weak hand, but you didn't rack it? I mean, it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense. But again, do what you want. I'm just giving you my opinion. Now, we're going to see this video. We'll watch this video right here. We're going to see a video that discusses exactly what I was talking about and why. Thank God this man was carrying condition 1 because it saved his life. So let's watch this.
Well, take your clothes. No, give me that box. Where that box is at?
Okay, so let's go over. This is real life at night. At night, real weather conditions. I believed it was raining. A real attacker had him. If you, I don't know if you saw it. Maybe we can slow it down and watch it right here. He is being robbed. This man is being robbed. The attacker, the robber, has his support hand. Look closely. I don't know if I can slow it down or whatever we're doing. His attacker has his support hand behind his back. He's holding onto his support hand. They are close. They are touching distance. This man is able to draw, spin, and put that guy down with a headshot and a couple of other shots. Because he was carrying condition 1. Because he was able to draw and shoot. He didn't draw and be like, oh, and give the robber time. Let me rack my slide. No, that's how quick this happens sometimes. And if the other attacker, which he had a gun, it's my understanding he had a gun. You guys might have seen this footage. That gives them time. That gives them plenty of time. And you see he was in an awkward position with his hand back and he's being walked and his back's twisted. He wasn't standing flat like a flat range ninja, like all of us are on flat. And I love playing flat range ninja. It's fun. And under the timer, I do that shit all the time. I love it. But it's over and over and over and over again. That shit is not realistic. Very rarely are you going to be able to be in the perfect stance, see your threat coming, and get them. There are instances out there, especially if you pay attention to your surroundings. But typically, it's going to be like this. It's going to be very close. It's going to be hands-on. It's going to be struggling, fighting. And this video we just watched, that's the real difference between carrying condition 1 and carrying condition 3. In my opinion, I will always carry condition 1. I feel comfortable enough. I've fired, God knows, maybe millions of rounds at this point. I don't even know, hundreds of thousands of rounds through my life. I feel comfortable enough and have for years, and I pay attention to carry condition 1. I believe most of you out there do. But if you carry condition 3, God bless you. You do you, boo-boo, okay? I'm not putting any of you down. You do whatever you want. But consider, because of cases like this, and there's so many more, I just didn't have time to scour the entire internet. I could probably do an hour-long show montage of just clips of this one, where of the guy spinning and getting that bad guy, because they're all over the place like that. And the condition 3 stuff, that's for me personally. I don't do that. I think most of you out there probably carry condition 1. Oh, here's one more thing I'm going to talk about. So for some people that'll be like, well, that's why I carry a revolver. Well, guess what? No matter where the cylinder is at on a revolver, a chamber is in line with the barrel. So you're always condition 1 with a revolver. There's always a cartridge in the chamber of the cylinder, in a chamber, or all the chambers of the cylinder, in line with the barrel, ready to go. And people go, yeah, but they're double action, so they're really safe because it takes a long first trigger pull. So do double action semi-autos. So that would be, if you just want my opinion and my personal recommendation to somebody, if you are somebody that is adamant about carrying condition 3, and that's better than not carrying a gun at all, but if you're adamant about carrying condition 3, why don't you carry a very well-made DASA gun with a decocker, like a Beretta, a CZ, one of the ones that have an HK that has a decocker, and carry double action, because then it's almost exactly like carrying a revolver in that case. So there it is, guys. Let me know which way you guys carry. If I'm a betting man, if I guess most people are team condition 1. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.